Interesting fact, she was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She's the first and only woman to win 2 of them, and she's the only person to win them in different sciences. And so she has a Nobel Prize in chemistry and physics, which is very nice. She has many, many awards, but most notably her Nobel Prizes. And actually, another fun fact, the Curie family has the most Nobel Prize recipients of any family up to date, and they hold this record, even though Marie and her husband Pierre won their awards in the 1800s, and her children, or grandchildren, and son-in-laws all won theirs in the early 1900s. And so basically, no family has more Nobel Prize recipients than the Curie family. But what really made Marie Curie rise to being how famous she is now is the fact that she started research on radioactivity. And radioactivity is actually used in chemotherapy to rid you of cancer. And so basically she is noted and she is praised for being one of the main people to A, start research on radioactivity, and B, suggest that it should be used to cure cancer. And then, you know, radioactivity, and then chemotherapy was made, and it's helped lots of people overcome cancer. And so that's what makes Marie Curie famous, and also her works on different sciences. And she actually died from being around all those gaseous fumes, and back then they didn't know that, you know, that could be harmful, but she refused to use a mask or gloves or whatever, and so she was constantly exposed to radioactivity because she would have it on her hands. So if you ate something with your hands, it's going into your body, and it's not going in the right way, because you might think that since it was used for chemotherapy, that it could just be good, but if you're consuming radioactivity and it's not in the right way, then it can be deadly.
Alana, where did you get your source of information in reference to Ms. Curie?
For instance, I've gone to different websites, and I've gone to Google, Bing, different search engines, and I've gathered together the information that they pulled up on these women, and I've combined them from different websites, and I've made sure that all the facts that I'm giving you now are real facts. And so I've done extensive research on these women for a good period of time now. And so before the second segment ends, I would like to talk about Zora Neale Hurston, which is one of my favorite authors. She has over 50 she has over 4 novels, and she has over 50 short stories, poems, plays, and etc. Now, Zora Neale Hurston, you might know her as the woman who wrote Their Eyes Were Watching God, and that's her most notable novel. And she's also known for being a very big part of the Harlem Renaissance. And the Harlem Renaissance was an era where African-American poets and artists all came together, and it was really the boom in African-American literature and culture. Like, you know, it paved the way for people like Toni Morrison and etc. And so Zora Neale Hurston, you may just know her as an author, but she was actually a very interesting woman. For instance, I don't know if they got married or not, but she used to date a man who was 17 years younger than her. And she was actually an atheist, as she put in one of her stories, because she described prayer as a cry of weakness, and she really was out there about her religion and how she was just saying that I'm not dissing religion, but religion's not for me. And she was actually, some people think that she was a liberal, and some people think that she wasn't. And her political views are not even known to this day, because of all her works really showed something different, because she would always get into the mood of the book, so you would never know. And so, but the one thing we do know about her personal life was that she was an atheist, and she discredited prayer and all that, and just showed that she believes in the universe.